Hello and welcome to Modern Latin American History for summer 2017. My name is Brandon Morgan and I am the instructor for this class. This quick screencast is going to give you a tour of our class. As you'll notice, I have the student preview mode on. I just wanted to make sure that what I'm showing you is what you will see when you come into our course. This is the homepage for our class. You'll see there's a picture of a Chilean arpillera that we'll reference more toward the end of the semester. And as you scroll down, there's a link to announcements, a Twitter feed just to keep you up to speed on what's going on there with our class reading tweets, and a link to your grades. So that's just what you will see there on the homepage. Hopefully you've already clicked here, start here. If you have, you're seeing this video. Below me, or I should say below this video, there is a link to the Getting Started module. In there, you'll find a link to the syllabus, you'll find the course outcomes, and some things like that. You'll find a few tutorial videos, and you'll find a lot of resources from the distance learning department, including a video on plagiarism, how to avoid it. Those things are all there for your reference. They are very important. I encourage you to please at least browse through those so that you can make sure that you are up to date with everything there. This tab is another way of getting at the syllabus. So this has the syllabus as well as other important information and instruction documents for the class. So you'll want to always keep tabs on that tab in the course menu. The instructor information tab is more important than it may seem. I have my information here in terms of how to contact me. Please do feel free to use my text messaging number. You can contact me via Twitter, of course, because we'll all be on there. And I do my best to be quite responsive to emails. I get back to those within 24 hours during the week, 48 hours on the weekend. So there's another intro video of me there. But as you scroll down, you'll find information on my response times, some of the things I just mentioned, but in a lot more detail. You'll find the late policy, a run through of the unit assignments, and information on netiquette for the class. So that is an important part of the course that I wanted to show you. This provides you a quick link to the course schedule. This is also in the syllabus, but it might be one of those things that you just want to get at the course schedule, so you can find it here quickly. Blackboard calendar, that's there for you if you like to use that. This Chasteen intro videos, I'm going to click on that just to show you how it works. This is done by the publisher of the Chasteen book. You'll note that I told you you don't need to get the 4th edition. If you get an older edition, please contact me just to make sure that we can align the chapters where they need to be. But whatever edition you're using, if you click on this student site, and then the first thing that it gives you are the author videos. This is just sort of an interesting way to have a view of the author himself talking about some of the topics that we'll be reading about and discussing as a class. So again, there's nothing required here, but it's just an extra resource that might help you out. Going down here, the course content section of the menu is the most important one for our kind of week in, week out work in the class. The learning modules, this is where you want to go first as you begin your work on each of our 2-week units. So as I've noted here, all of our units 1 through 6 last for 2 weeks. The course is 2 weeks, so that makes sense. The course is 2 weeks. The course is 12 weeks, so that makes sense. There are kind of subsidiary due dates within each of these units, though. So in other words, it's not that everything is just due at the end of the 2 weeks, but instead some things are due at the end of the first week. So that's the first Sunday that I'll reference there. Usually that's just the reading and the reading tweets. Then during the second week, you will complete your discussion or blog work by the second Wednesday, I should say. And then you will complete your journal entries by the second Sunday. That's all noted in each of the intros to the units. Let me show you one that's kind of typical. I'll click on Unit 3 just to walk you through what you will find in the learning modules. And again, as long as you go through the learning modules and you keep tabs on the syllabus, you will know exactly when all the due dates are and what to complete. So each of the units has an introduction to the topics that we're studying, and then as you scroll down a little further, it has the schedule for the unit. So this explains during the first week, by the first Sunday at midnight, you need to have read and watched the film clips and then completed your reading tweets. During the second week, this unit has a blog. Some of them have discussions, so you just need to pay attention to that. You need to complete the first blog post by the second Wednesday. Then you need to complete your response to one of your peers' blog posts by the second Sunday, the journal entry by the second Sunday, and then this one, your topic for the final project, is due by the second Sunday. So this is in Unit 3. This gives you the objectives we're working toward, the total points possible for the unit, and me with my eyes closed. There's always an introduction video for each of these units where I just talk a little bit more about some of the topics that we'll be getting into in very broad strokes rather than the specific details that we'll get into as we work through the unit. Then you'll find the list of the readings for each unit. So you can use this table of contents, or you can use these arrow buttons here to navigate. Next is the film clips. And again, the order is always going to be the same for units 2 through 6. Unit 1 is a little different. That's why I didn't click on it. But it has the same kind of roadmap through it. Then this one will remind you to complete your reading tweets. This one, I won't click on it because it'll take us right to the blog, but that's where you complete your blog post, your journal, your submission for the final, or excuse me, your topic for the final project. And then each of the units in our learning modules has this self-assessment and looking ahead. So this is just a list to remind you, make sure you've checked all of these things off before you decide, yes, I'm done with Unit 3. And then these are reminders for some of the larger projects that are coming up. So you need to be reading The Little School by Alicia Partnoy throughout the course on your own. You'll have an essay due on that the last day of class. You'll also have your final project due that last day of class. So these reminders are here to help you budget your time wisely so that you can complete those things in a way that will allow you to get them done. This one in the middle is the long list of sources. So that's like a quick bibliography of the sources that you're working on. And there's more information about that. So again, this is just to help you navigate this video. All of these other tabs below learning modules, they're just kind of quick ways for you to go and get more information about each of these assignments. So for example, if you've kind of stopped and you're doing the readings and you want to go back and do your blog post, but you don't want to go through the whole learning module, you can just click blogs and you can click on the appropriate blog and then complete your work there. Same thing with the discussions. You know, if you've kind of moved away from one of the learning modules and you want to go straight to the discussions, use those links. You will want to visit the Little School assignment and the final project and the reading tweets as well, because the specific instructions for those assignments are there. You might not need to go to those tabs regularly, but at least at the beginning so that you know what you're doing. Below that, here are our communication links. Important are announcements. Please check that every time you come into the course because I will use that one pretty frequently. You can use your CNM email through Blackboard using that link. Here's where you get to online office hours. I do use Blackboard IM, but not as frequently as I used to because I found that very few people use it. No one was talking with me there, so if I'm on, I will talk to you there, but you will get me quicker probably by texting or even by sending an email. I'm going to delete that Collaborate Ultra because that's just another way to get to online office hours. And then there's my grades. Below here are all of the help links for Blackboard and for CNM Learn. You can get to the CNM libraries and many other things like that. So hopefully this is a helpful walk through the course. Please let me know what questions you have. I'm always happy to help out with questions whenever you have them. So please don't hesitate to ask. That's the only thing. I can't help if I don't know you have the question. So always ask. Never worry about asking too much. I get that sometimes, people saying, I keep emailing you. It's like, don't worry about it. You can email me as much as you need to. All right. So welcome once again to our class. I look forward to working with all of you this summer.